All right, Starbucks, you might love or hate Starbucks, but you have to agree that Starbucks is 100% a cult brand. And Starbucks has been around for multiple decades. And I am a huge super fan of Starbucks. I got a coffee today. And as I was drinking my coffee, I thought about this video and why I wanted to create it. So I want to share 8 things that Starbucks has done to create a wildly cult-like brand. And they're actually one of the top fast food, and they're considered a restaurant. I don't know why they're considered a restaurant, because I feel like I don't think of Starbucks as a restaurant, but they're considered a restaurant, and they're considered the #1 restaurant. They have 35,000 stores across the USA. So let's dive into it. And if we have not met before, what's up guys? My name is Kerrie Fitzgerald, and I am an e-commerce and product-based business marketing strategist, and I help you create wildly in-demand brands that your customers are absolutely obsessed with. All right, let's dive into it. So 8 things that Starbucks is doing to create a cult brand. Number 1, they have a great experience when you go into the store. And I just want to preface by saying anything that I'm talking about with Starbucks, even though it's a brick and mortar store, it can still be applied to your current business now. You just have to kind of think a little bit creatively here. So Starbucks creates an incredible experience. You walk into the store, things always look the same. They have really pretty branding. They have fun displays everywhere. It just feels like a good experience, and it's very consistent. And the reason consistency is important is when a customer goes into one store in this location and then they go into another store in a different location, you want to have the same look and feel. And Starbucks really nails that. So if you're an e-commerce or a product-based business, you could apply this strategy to your website and your online presence and your blog and your social media posts. Everything should be consistent and similar, and your website should create a good experience for people. So just like walking into a store, you get a feeling. The same thing happens when someone goes on your website. They get a feeling about your store, and they're gonna either stay and keep scrolling, or they're gonna bounce off the page. So customer experience and creating a good customer experience is so important. Number 2, and you might not agree with this, but they have consistent quality products. And I'm gonna say the word consistent because no matter which Starbucks you go to, things taste, look, and smell the exact same. Yes, you're gonna get a bad coffee once in a while. I am pretty much an exclusive cold brew iced coffee drinker, but on occasion, I will get a skinny vanilla latte, and that's what I had today. I don't know why. I just felt like having one, and so I got myself a skinny vanilla latte, but I always get cold brew. And for the most part, it always tastes the same. There are occasions when the cold brew doesn't taste as good, and that sucks. But Starbucks is known for decently high quality products, I would say. I am a lover of coffee, and I go to a lot of different coffee shops, more small coffee shops, local ones, just to support small business. But I also love Starbucks as well. And I'm going to talk about why they make it so easy to order from them, and why they make it easy and why they make it irresistible to come back to them over and over again versus some of the small people. But before you come at me, I support all my coffee shops, and I actually drink and support and buy more from small coffee shops than I do from Starbucks. So again, I am a small business supporter through and through, but I do like Starbucks as well. The products are high quality. So yes, they're probably not gonna be as high quality as some of these small coffee shops, but I would say if you compare Starbucks to, let's say, the Dunkin' people, don't come at me. I know you're going to. I'm gonna open myself up for a lot of hate comments, but I'm gonna go with this. I am from Boston, okay? I am from the land of Dunkins. There are Dunkins every fucking block in Massachusetts. And I grew up drinking Dunkin' coffee. And it wasn't until I was much older that I started to drink Starbucks. And now when I compare Starbucks coffee to Dunkin' coffee, I don't understand why anyone drinks Dunkin', because I think it tastes like burnt dirt water, but that's besides the point. So I would say that Starbucks has very high quality coffee, especially compared to Dunkin'. And they're always doing new stuff, which leads me to point number 3 is their innovation. So Starbucks is 100% an innovative brand, and they are always coming out with new products all the time. And the thing that Starbucks does very well is they come out with trendy things that appeal to a younger demographic of people who want to get coffee at Starbucks. So they have come out with, you know, all the pumpkin spice lattes that people go crazy for, the unicorn drinks. They come out with some drinks that are these like secret menu type items, and they completely go viral. The other cool thing that Starbucks does, which leads me to number 4, is they're very inclusive. And so normally when I'm coaching e-commerce or product-based business owners, I'm always letting you know, you should really have one customer in mind. If that's a 25-year-old female who works in marketing and lives in New York City and is obsessed with their dog, cool. Or it could be a different ideal customer. And Starbucks definitely has targeted a type of customer that they want to come into their store. However, the way that they create products, it makes it so almost anyone could come in and order something. So like a lot of younger kids get some of those fun, I don't even know what they're called because I've never had one before, but you know, the non-caffeinated drinks where they're like pink and they put things inside of them. Adults can come in and get the different types of coffees, and they have such a variety of like, get it with oat milk and this foam and extra shots and blah, 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 blah. Like they can go really crazy with the drinks. But then the thing that I really love, one of the things I love the most about Starbucks is the puppuccino. So they have created this thing, and I don't know if Dunkin' offers this, or I don't know if other coffee shops do this, but Starbucks is very well known in the pet industry as being a place where you can come and get coffee, but then order a pup cup or a puppuccino for your dog. And so half the time when I go to Starbucks, I literally will yell at my dog, Kennedy, who's a golden doodle, and I'll say, let's go to Starbucks. He knows. His ears perk up and he runs to the door. And it's like he remembers he's gonna get that little puppuccino or pup cup, whatever you call it, because I've been taking him there since he was a puppy. So we go through the drive-through and he puts his head out the window, and usually they actually offer, hey, does your dog want a pup cup? And I'm like, yes, please. And it makes it a good experience for me, the owner, and I always give them a bigger tip if they give my dog a puppuccino. And it's not a lot of effort for them. They literally take whipped cream and squirt it into a little cup. Like it isn't like it's a lot of effort, but it creates an awesome experience for me, and then it makes my dog happy. And it's just this whole thing of customer experience and making your customers happy. So I really like that Starbucks is not only innovative with products, and they're constantly coming up with new things that are trendy, but 2, they target different people with their products, including our pets, which, let's be honest, they are definitely part of the family. The next point I want to make here is they make it easy to order. So again, if you're an e-commerce business, pay attention here because this applies to you. Starbucks has an app. You download it on your iPhone and you can easily say, okay, I want a cold brew, I want a coffee cake, whatever, and I'm gonna pick it up at this store, and it figures out the stores near you, a couple clicks, and then you go and you pick up your item. It's waiting for you in the front. So while this isn't rocket science, I don't know any small coffee shops that offer something like this. And again, we always want to be thinking, how do I make it easy for people to buy from me? So again, Starbucks is making it super easy to buy. So you don't have to wait in a long line. You don't have to wait in the long drive-through line. You can literally plug it into your phone, and then your stuff is waiting for you in the store. So yes, you have to get out of the car and go into the store, but they make it easy to order. So if you're an e-commerce business, are you making it easy for people to buy from you? And you're probably not. And I have a lot of videos on here on how to optimize your website and your checkout process to make it super idiot proof for people to buy from you. Definitely check some of those videos out. You can look at the videos in my queue, but Starbucks makes it easy to order. And that's a really important thing because a lot of smaller shops don't have these kind of apps. And I understand a small business might not be able to afford it, but in the end, the person who makes it easy for you to buy will always win. And so really remember that. They incentivize you to come back over and over and over again. So Starbucks makes it idiot proof for you to come back and buy more from them through their loyalty program. So they have a very robust loyalty program, and literally they put it on their actual drinks. I feel like this is kind of blurry, so you can't really read it, but it says on the back, that first sip feeling, and it says, let us add a little joy to your day. Join Starbucks Rewards. And then underneath it says Starbucks Rewards. And then actually, I think on this, the little, I don't know what it's called, the sleeve on your coffee, I'm pretty sure they actually give you the QR code. So you can actually just scan the QR code and then sign up for the rewards program right there. So their rewards program is really, really good. So one of my focuses for my business is to teach customer loyalty. So to get your customers to come back again and again and again. But the thing that Starbucks does really well is they don't make it really hard to get free things. So I see a lot of rewards programs from brands, and you have to spend a bazillion dollars to get any sort of discount or money off. And Starbucks doesn't do that. You buy a couple things from them and you've already added up enough points in your app to be able to get something for free. Maybe it's like, I don't know, a free coffee or a free baked good or something. But they make it easy to accumulate enough points to actually redeem them. And that's a really important thing here, because again, a lot of businesses I see that have loyalty programs, they don't do that. They make it very hard to redeem points, which doesn't incentivize the customer. And if it's not incentivizing the customer, they're not going to continue to buy from you because it feels too out of reach to get something for free. So Starbucks really does an awesome job of not only having a loyalty program, but making it easy to use and then making it easy to redeem. So all you have to do is when you go through the drive-through or you go into a store, you let the person know that you want to use your points, and then they scan it, and then it's taken off for you. I've signed up for loyalty points, especially in brick and mortar stores, where I can never figure out how to redeem the points. So I go in and I get my acai bowl. There's a shop I'm thinking of in particular, and it never allows me to redeem anything. And I've bought so many acai bowls from them, and I think the only discount I've gotten so far is $1 off. I've spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars with them, and I've gotten $1 off, and I can't figure out how to use it. So that's the thing here, is your loyalty program has to be incentivizing, but it also has to be easy to redeem for customers. Customers are lazy, and they're not going to take the time to figure out, how do I redeem that $1 off? They're just going to go to a different store. So always make it easy to buy, make it easy for people to join your loyalty program, and then make it easy for them to redeem the points. All right, number 7 on the list is recognizable branding. You recognize Starbucks everywhere you go, from the Starbucks signs to their buildings to the coffee cups to all their products. Everything looks exactly the same. They always have the green Starbucks logo, the same font, the same vibe. Everything is consistent across the board. And that's a really important thing, because when you are trying to create a brand, you want someone to be able to spot you and recognize, oh, that's Starbucks, or oh, that's that shop. And that doesn't always happen. So having consistent branding across everything, products, packaging, in-person stores, online, website, social media, blog posts, etc. You have to have consistent branding. It makes it so your stuff is recognizable to people. So when they see it, they're like, oh, that's that brand. And then the last thing, number 8 of why Starbucks is a cult brand, is they have a really cool story. And I don't know if you know much about the Starbucks story. I'll just tell you a really short snippet here. Essentially, Starbucks started, I'm not sure what year, I think in the 70s or so, maybe 80s, I don't know. They've been around for a long time, and they started off as just a coffee roaster. And then they got a new CEO named Howard Schultz at some point, and he basically took a business trip to Italy, and then I think it was Milan. And he saw in Italy that there's this whole coffee culture of espresso bars and coffee shops where people come and congregate and hang out with each other, and there's a sense of community, which didn't exist at coffee shops here. And he basically turned the Starbucks roastery into what it is today, which is a community-driven coffee culture brand. And if you read, there's a book that he wrote, I'm forgetting the name of it, maybe, I forget. Just look up Howard Schultz Starbucks book. It's amazing. I read it a couple years ago and I didn't know anything about the Starbucks history, but when I read that story about how they started and how he turned the company into what it is today, I kind of fell in love with the brand even more, because I think they have a really unique story and I love that he kind of shaped that history for them. So, all right guys, 8 reasons why Starbucks is a cult brand. I would love to hear from you. Do you agree with any of these? Are you a Dunkin's fan? You can leave any comments you want. Don't come at me about Dunkin'. I know you're going to. But yeah, I love talking about cult brands and what makes a brand really, really irresistible to customers. And all these 8 things are completely applicable to your brand. If you have an e-commerce or a product-based business, you need to be thinking about these 8 things for yourself as well. All right, my friends, I have some freebies in the notes below on how to grow your brand, how to start a brand, Shopify guides, and all the things in between. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. And if you liked the video, definitely drop a comment and let me know what you liked about the video. All right, guys, I'll see you next week.